lethal feelings of disappointment and resentment between a husband and wife. Lord my God, I called to you for help, and you healed me. Psalm 32. The moment she entered the Shinto, I could feel the coldness surrounding her. I wondered what's wrong. She didn't even make any eye contact with me. She seemed to feel uncomfortable about something. She was giving a cold shoulder to her husband. As the days went by, I could see what was wrong. The feeling of disappointment and resentment towards her husband was slowly killing her. She was thinking that he was the cause of her illness. To her, the worst enemy was her husband. She would scream because of pain and call out to him to come and give her a massage at any time. She was very sad and disappointed at her husband for not pouring out enough care and love to her, as well as not showing any feelings of sorrow for her illness. She would get even more upset if we went out for a walk while she was asleep. If we seemed to begin even just a light conversation with other women, her eyes would raise ever so sharply. From a man's point of view, she didn't have too much time left to live. I could see that her jealousy and feeling of disappointment and regret were rapidly burning up the short time that she had left. As a woman myself, I could fully understand her feelings. What she was feeling and showing were feelings that I myself had felt as well. I knew how difficult it is to recover your health without resolving the feelings of jealousy, disappointment, and regret. Such feelings were truly a thorny path of despair and rage. I had accurately learned before how foolish it is to try to get care and love from men. I shared my story with her. If you think, "How can you do that when I'm ill like this?" and get disappointed, anger and hatred will take root in your heart. Such feelings shatter the peace in your heart and break down your health like melting salt. I also have had the same experience, and I was very ill. But when I succeeded in gaining control of my mind, my health also improved. For the first time, she looked into my eyes and nodded her head. She empathized with my experience as I told her that I could understand her feelings. I had learned that true rest doesn't come from relying on another man, but from leaning on Jesus Christ. The pain you have to bear when your feelings of disappointment, resentment, and jealousy swirl around in your mind is lethal poison that eats away your soul. No one in this world can provide help for this, for such feelings are impossible to handle by manpower. You must make a firm decision when such dreadful feelings slowly permeate your mind. Making a firm decision to control those feelings no matter what is very important. You have to say, however hard and difficult it may be, I must overcome this crisis and call out to Jesus. I called the name of Jesus, sometimes sobbing and other times crying out loud. I wholeheartedly asked God to answer my prayer. I told him that I wasn't asking him for worldly things such as wealth. I was asking for his help to win victory against sin. Every time I earnestly prayed, the Lord answered. When I hoped to escape from temptations to commit sins, when I prayed to cut myself off from the chain of sin, when I cried out for his help to control my emotions, he never failed to answer me. Even when I was suffering from the feelings of disappointment and jealousy toward my husband and people around me. My Lord lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. Psalm 42. And the peace and joy following the victory restored my health. Only then did I learn that true rest is to lean my back on the Lord and relax. After the experience of true rest, I stopped thirsting for man's attention and care. Listening to my story, she shed tears. It was now time for her to straighten up her life. While the battle of gaining control over your feelings is extremely desperate and fierce, it is something that you must encounter sometime or another in the path of life. There is only one winner. Either your feelings will rule over you, or you will rule over your feelings. When you choose Jesus, He leads you to the victory. When you fail to keep Him in your mind and don't call on His name, you are bound to lose. She asked me to pray for her as she was determined to fight this battle. When she attended the morning worship service the next day, I could see peace on her yet thin and pale face. She had now finally won the battle against herself. The coldness that used to surround her was now replaced with warmth. It was the joy of the winner.